All right, everybody, it's another 7 round mock draft, and this time we're mocking the Chicago Bears. Here we go. All right, guys, traded that. I went ahead and traded that third pick overall. I figured we can get a little bit more, capital out of the draft for it. And honestly, once I started doing that, everything just kind of went crazy. I mean, I was on like a trading binge basically. So there's gonna be a lot of trades here. To be honest with you, I can't remember half of them, but we ended up with a lot of second and third round picks. Let's just say that, and some fourth rounds too. Anyways, without further ado, let's get it going. So the pick that I traded to in the first round was the 11th overall. I went ahead and picked up Mitch Trubisky, quarterback out of North Carolina. They gave me an A plus with this. He was obviously expected to go a little bit higher because there's a lot of quarterback needy teams, but they all passed on him, so I went ahead and picked him up. He's got good arm, good accuracy. He's football smart. He played out there in North Carolina with the spread offense. Ran a lot of the stuff on his own. From what I heard, he was calling like 80% of the plays from the pocket. So he was basically player coach when he was playing there. But I see him having to adjust. Obviously, if he's running the spread offense, he's probably going to adjust and have to become more of a pocket guy, get under center. But I mean, look at quarterbacks who have done that. Like Marcus Mariota is a good example. He was running the spread offense in college. Totally adapted already. Obviously, his coach, he still kind of gives him a spread offense kind of feel every now and then. But he's learned to play under center, so it's not undoable, especially if you got football smarts. And honestly, Mitch Trubisky does have football smarts, so I could see this happening. And I know what other people are going to say is, oh, well, what about Jay Cutler or other options, right? I totally understand where you're coming from, but it's clear to me that Jay Cutler is not going to be part of the Chicago Bears much longer. So they need a quarterback, and this is the best option available. So there you go. Okay, moving forward, round two. Now, this is where I got a ton of picks. Okay, I mean a ton. I went on a trading binge, and I'm not going to tell you when the trades happened or anything because, to be honest with you, I can't remember. But I'm going to basically break down what I got for it. So Quincy Wilson, right? Went ahead and picked up Quincy Wilson out of Florida. The Bears do need secondary help at cornerback, and I went ahead and got them somebody who I think can make a difference. He's played alongside Tabor, and I mean he's shown that he can be an effective player when he needs to be. He's got the size and that you need at that position, especially if you're going to be taking on some bigger receivers. So I think it'll really go a long way and help him here. They gave me a B minus. I think I reached a little bit for him, but I didn't. Honestly, it was either like I didn't really have too many options. All the really good corners were already gone in the first round, which was to be expected. But at the end of the day, I still think Quincy Wilson's a good enough corner to make a difference. So we got him here, and I think he's going to be an instant upgrade to what they got in Chicago. All right, another area of concentration for the Bears is their tackles. Okay, with Mitch Trubisky coming in, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot have a situation where he's getting pressured and sacked and just pretty much beat up before his rookie year is even over. You do not want an injured rookie quarterback, trust me. With that being said, I went ahead and picked up Garrett Bowles out of Utah. And this guy is an athletic freak. Okay, I would like to plug this guy over in the left tackle spot instantly, pretty much. He's going to need a little bit of coaching, maybe a little bit of strength and conditioning for his core. But other than that, he's got excellent footwork. He's fast on his feet. He's got power and strength. Like I said, I mean, he is an athletic freak, right? He's pretty much going to be a good option here. And in my opinion, I think he's going to be pretty solid going forward for the next couple of years. So I'd plug him in over there on the left, protect the new quarterback's blind side, and really just help him out. All right, where do we get next? Round two, pick number 10. And with that, I went ahead and got David Njoku. And he is out of Miami. And the reason I picked him up is because the current situation that we have in Chicago, for the tight end position at least, doesn't look too promising. And whenever you get a chance to pick someone, like David up, who's, he's drawn comparisons to people like Greg Olsen, and he's got good height, You know, he can be that passing threat that you need, and really just give Mitch Trubisky, you know, a really good weapon. I mean, you know, if you have a new quarterback, you want him to have as many weapons as possible, and this would be a perfect upgrade for him, in my opinion. You know, he's got elite athleticism, you know, and he can pretty much run block too. So he's got the whole package. You know, he's gonna be great for Mitch. You know, he's gonna be great for his career as he's coming up. He's gonna be good for Jordan Howard because he can run block. I mean, you name it, he's gonna do it. So can't go wrong there. All right, I got a couple more picks here. I think this is the first and the third round, though. This is Cooper Kupp out of Eastern Washington. Got an A+ for this one. Cooper is, I mean, he can pretty much make you look stupid no matter who you are, okay? He's been shown to do it. He's done it against some elite corners that, you know, are just coming out. And people that aren't even the NFL, right? He made Marcus Peters look stupid. You know, Sidney Jones, make him look dumb too. And I mean, he can show that he can play at any level, really. I'd like to see him get a little bit of size. He's kind of undersized. But at the end of the day, you know, I think you could take him and instantly plug him in. Maybe make him, you know, like the backup to the starters. You know, not necessarily like 1 and 2, but give him like number 3 there. Give him a chance to get in. Once he learns, though, obviously he's gonna pretty much. I think he's gonna be one of the new starters for the Bears. So, got a lot of upside on him. All right, Dalvin Tomlinson out of Alabama, defensive tackle. Went ahead and picked him up, and the Bears, you know, this is basically for their defense, right? You want to make these guys mean as fudge, okay? And to start doing that, you get yourself a big, mean defensive tackle, big old prototypical Alabama, you know, powerful, good technique, wins with his power and leverage. And this guy's a mauler. I mean, he's got good arm length. His hands are fucking huge. He could probably palm a baby. But yeah, man. I mean, he's just strong. As far as from Alabama, I mean, they're all pretty much elite, but he's getting overshadowed by other players out of his school. But don't, you know, make no mistake, Dalvin Tomlinson's a good pickup here. So, and then look, they even agree with me. They gave me an A for him, so you can't argue with that, right? All right, next we're going back to the wide receiver role. Went ahead and picked up Zay Jones. Zay Jones was kind of my backup plan in case something happens with Cooper Kupp, right? I was like, oh, might as well pick up 2 wide receivers because I guarantee Alshon's leaving for greener pastures. And when I say greener pastures, I mean more money. But, you know, with Zay Jones and Cooper Kupp, you have 2 really, you know, really good opportunities here at receivers that could be huge. They give me a B+ for him. You know, obviously not as big as Cooper Kupp. I could probably pick him up a little bit later, but I didn't want to take the risk of not having a chance at him. But yeah, with Zay, you know, I mean, he's got the talent. You know, he's got what you need pretty much to make things work here. You know, I wish he was a little bit faster and whatnot, but you know, once he gets to the pro level, they can work with him, get him even better than he already is. And I have a feeling like later on down the road, if Cooper Kupp and Zay Jones are working together, that's one group of people you don't want to have to worry about defending, right? So I kind of picked him up here for that. And let's see, pick number 35 in the 3rd round. Looks like it's from a trade. I went and picked up Fabian Moreau. I have a fascination with this guy. I mean, he's a corner and a free safety. It's the versatility that always gets me with these players. So I picked him up here as a corner because obviously they do need help at corner. They gave me an A rating for this pick because of where I got him. But with Fabian, I mean, you know, you can plug him in at free safety if someone gets hurt. And then he could play on the outside. You know, he could play on the outside as well. So now you're looking at somebody with some versatility. You don't want to have to worry about 2 people who fill roster depth when you can just use 1. You know, so I went ahead and picked him up there. After him, I got a 4th round pick here. It's Larry Ogunjobi. This guy I liked picking in almost all my mocks, and the reason for it is he is just man. Go watch his highlight video. That's all I'm going to tell you. He's a mean defensive lineman, and somehow he just sheds blocks like no other. I mean, every time I see this guy in highlights, he's always in someone's face in the backfield. Like, he just slips by every time. It's either a running back getting it, it's the quarterback getting hit while he's throwing or pressured. This guy's in their face. So, with him and Dalvin Tomlinson, that's a match made in heaven right there for a defensive line. I think they can do a lot of good for our friends over in Chicago. All right. Next, went ahead and picked up Will Holden, or William Holden, if you really want to get specific, out of Vanderbilt. And like I said with Garrett, Garrett I would try to plug in on the left. With Will here, I'd plug him in on the right. He's not, he doesn't have a lot of speed, but you don't need to worry about that on the left because the quarterback can see what's coming. So I'll plug him in on the right. He doesn't have the longest arms, and he doesn't have the prototypical bodies like the body type for his position, but he's strong as hell. He's good at blocking and pushing and making that push. So as far as being able to cover the right side of the line, I mean, he's got everything he needs. He's got good strength in his hands. He's got a good grip strength, basically, good core strength, excellent technique, and essentially, this guy could be a locomotive in the way of anybody who's running behind him, and really just push the defenders around. I mean, that's what he's there for. So, went ahead and picked him up with the expectation that I'd be plugging him in on the right side to bolster that line. All right, let's see here. So, here we go. I had another pick right after that one. How convenient. So I went ahead and picked up Tano Passignon, and he's out of Villanova. They gave me an A here. For him, or for Tano, it's hard to say his name, so bear with me. He's got good body type, good athleticism. He's a raw player, but he's kind of like the prototypical body type for what you're looking for at this position. He's got good hands, good arm length, good height, good weight. Everything works, but he lacks the explosiveness, and he doesn't really play like he knows what he's doing. So I feel like if you coach this guy up, this guy right here is going to be a nightmare to deal with if you're an offensive lineman. Like, seriously, he's got all the physical attributes. Now he just needs the football knowledge, and honestly, you can learn that. You can't learn longer arms and the ability to get good hip movement, or have that body type that works perfectly for getting around people. There's nothing you can do. Your genetics limit you. So for him, it's more about, can I learn the fundamentals that are going to help me become a serious pass rusher, and that's why I went ahead and picked him up here. All right, next we're getting into the nitty-gritty parts of the draft. The 5, 6, and 7th rounds, the rounds no one really gives a damn about, unless you're Tom Brady. Then obviously you give a damn about the 6th round at that point. We went ahead and got Damian Mama. Out of the, I believe, what was it, USC, Southern California? Yep. They gave me a A+ here. It's got a lot of power. Doesn't really have good balance, though. I mean, I feel like if they could somehow get a strength and conditioning coach with this guy, or somebody who can really teach him how to not fall down, he could be really good. I mean, he's a sturdy dude. He's got strength. He's big as fuck. I mean, he's got 325, 6'4". It's a big Samoan looking cat, it looks like. But basically, he's got the strength to hold up against bull rushers. So this isn't somebody you're going to see getting pushed back into Mitch Trubisky or the quarterback or running back. That's just not going to happen. He's just big as hell. But, I see him starting as more of a depth guy. He's going to be a backup for a while. The good thing is that the Chicago Bears don't really need help too much at the offensive guard position. So, I mean, it is what it is. He could just chill for a while, learn the basics, and then eventually just take over. I mean, that's what I see from this guy. So, went ahead and picked him up there. And 6th round came. Didn't have any 6th round draft picks, so we're going to go ahead and skip right over that. And the final pick that we have, this one is the 7th round, pick number 3 overall. I'm going to go with Matt Milano, and he's out of Boston College. And I got him more as like a special teams guy. He's kind of on the small side to be honest, for a linebacker. He's not really big. He's like 220. He needs to like bulk up, get some muscle on him, something. I mean, he's more of like a special teams guy. That's why I had him picked him up. But he's got he's got all the skills that we need for someone who's going to be a really good special teams player. But that's about all I really expect out of him. So I went ahead and picked him up here for that because that was the only spot on the field that I can't remember getting anybody before him for. So there it is. That's the entire draft. They give me a ranking on this, which isn't bad. That's a pretty good draft if you ask me. Lots of big players here, lots of mean ones, but I think I filled a lot of gaps in the Chicago Bears' roster. Got him a new quarterback, got him some help at secondary, got him some receivers that I think are gonna turn into some really good receivers. Got him some mean linemen, some mean linemen on both sides of the ball. So got them that. Got them a good tight end, an elite tight end. The only position I really didn't concentrate too much on here is the linebackers position. Aside from Matt Milano, there's really no other linebackers that I picked up. So, but you can only do so much, right? You can't, they're in a rebuilding phase, in my opinion. They're not quite there yet. But, it is what it is. And honestly, I don't think their linebacker situation's as bad as their other situations, like secondary, for example. So, there it is. Hope you guys like it. If you like it, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll be producing more content like this pretty much every other day. I try to get something out, but you guys should just keep an eye out. I'll throw some more stuff out. But I hope you enjoyed this. Take care.